right, so we're back a little earlier than we expected to be because
A trade.
trade Broncos quarterback roller coaster just keeps on turning its way. So is that not working?
No, it is. Sorry.
But yeah, we were planning on taking a couple weeks off. But Denver really wanted to get things rolling here, and Joe Flacco is the new quarterback in Denver. Not official yet. Can't be official until the new league year starts. But sounds like we're trading a 4th round pick for him. Thoughts? Initial thoughts?
I don't know what to think, man. I'm like I just told you right now. What did the Broncos see in Case Keenum that we didn't see for them to make this move? Because we have defended Keenum a lot for the fact of what he was brought into. Can't blame quarterback when he has literally no weapons.
I agree.
I mean, he had good receivers, and he utilized those receivers as much as possible. But that line really never given him much of a chance.
Bad coaching.
Receivers never going out and getting out open for him for the sacks that happen on him. The one thing is, and I said this before, is Keenum needs to work on his awareness. That trustworthy backside he has that's what kills it sometimes. But he does have a good throw. Sometimes it's off. That can happen. But he's done good. It's a complete turnaround from Simeon.
I agree.
And what was it at the ending? Maybe he wasn't throwing out the most impressive yardage, but he didn't throw an interception. I mean, he was throwing interceptions quite a bit in the beginning stages, then throughout a whole span of the season, not an interception.
Yeah.
For how many games? 6, 7 games, no interceptions?
Right toward the end, yeah.
So I'm wondering why there's such a big move for this. And Joe Flacco of all people.
I don't like this move really at all. I mean, if there's one side I can see coming out of this as a good deal, it's that we're probably not going to take a quarterback in this draft, which was kind of worrisome because I don't see this as a heavy draft class. So it would indicate that we're probably going to take one next year. But in that event, why if and we know Flacco is a short-term fix. He's 34 years old. You know, we said that with Keenum he was a short-term fix. So we're looking for that future franchise quarterback. Why not just stick with Keenum at a cheaper cost? Now we owe Keenum $7 million, regardless of if he stays or goes. Plus we got to inherit Flacco's $18 million contract. That's all tied up in the salary cap now. Why not just stick with Keenum if we're already planning on going with a younger guy next year?
Yep.
Because it just doesn't make sense. They're basically a wash quarterback-wise. Their stats are basically the same as last year. Granted, Flacco only played 8 to 9 games last year. At the same time, though, their stats and okay, the one stat that stuck out to me was since winning the Super Bowl, Flacco has not had a over 20 touchdown season. He has one of the worst interception to touchdown ratios. His completion percentage is one of the lowest in the league in that time. So he's basically, we're not getting any. I can understand where maybe he'll come in and it'll be a different atmosphere and he might do something good. That's the best case scenario is that he just works out. But if we're already planning on getting somebody for the future, what does it matter anyway?
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I've been confused all day with this. When I came back into work and seeing the updates, I'm like, really? This was actually true?
Yeah, and not to mention, now we're bringing in yet another quarterback that we have to learn. He has to learn the system. He has to learn the players. At least Keenum knew some of the players in the system. He knew how some of them operated.
He got his 1 year rookie in. He knows those players now. He's played a season with them.
New coaching staff, but that wasn't gonna. At least Keenum had the one edge. Now Flacco has to face the double-edged sword on that aspect. This is the part that really gets to me. With all this money we're investing in these quarterbacks here, something's going to have to give. And unfortunately, I think the axe is going to fall on...
Keenum.
No, it's going to fall on Sanders or Chris Harris Jr.
I get what you're saying.
or...
Paradis.
See, and that's another thing, is all these players we need to sign. Like, Paradis is a guy we need to sign.
Yeah, if you... Like, so Flacco was injured most of the season. Well, you're going to have to. You're going to have to vamp that O-line so we don't have any injuries.
Yeah, that's a big part, is he's always had decent lines in Baltimore. I'm not saying they're great O-lines, but they're no Denver O-lines. And this is a guy who's injury-prone, and you're going to put him up against, with a line that's shaky? Come on. He's not a mobile quarterback.
No.
And he's got his attributes, but where are they really just gonna excel us to the next level in any way, shape, or form? That's what the thing that bothers me though is the fact that at this point now we're almost guaranteed that we're gonna have to cut or trade Sanders, Chris Harris Jr., Darian Stewart. There's people that are, and then Vaughn's in the mix too, of people that we might potentially have to part ways with, unfortunately. And that's the situation we're in now. Whereas if we kept Keenum with a cheaper cost, that is not an issue at all. So that's where I stand. I don't think this is a good deal.
Look,
I don't think this is... The only way that this works out for us is if somehow Flacco is like the most amazing season he's ever had. That's the only way that this pans out for us. Because like I said, we're probably gonna get a quarterback next year in the draft, and that's gonna be our future guy. And then Flacco's just done. So why even do that? And look at the experiment with Flacco and Lamar Jackson this year. If you're looking to have him teach somebody that's coming into the league, he's not exactly that role. He didn't really show that this year with Lamar Jackson. Not to say that he was a terrible teacher in any way, shape, or form, but I think Keenum would have been more willing to, help out a younger quarterback in that instance. I don't know. That's a tough one for me, but I just don't see Flacco wanting to come in and then teach somebody to take his job.
God, I fucking hate this so much, man. No. Look, I hope, in all goodness, I hope we eat our words.
I do too.
I hope that anything that has gone in the conference room with them all pans out great. But, we're no stupid eyes here. We've been watching this team progress and, grow and ball and everything. We've seen it all. We know when the play calls were bad and good, but we knew people needed to go. We knew some people we wanted, and this is just one thing that I'm confused on the whole situation.
I wasn't ready to hang up the cleats on Keenum just yet. 1 year and you're done? Really? Is that what... Have we become the Browns? What is happening here? We've had, under Elway, that's not Peyton Manning, it's been Kyle Orton, Tim Tebow, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, Chad Kelly, and none of these guys have panned out. And Keenum. And it's just like this vicious cycle. The best, out of all those quarterbacks, besides, obviously Xing Peyton Manning, who has the best record? Trevor Siemian.
Ugh.
What does that tell you? I'm starting to question Elway's ability to evaluate quarterbacks. The reason it worked with Manning is because we already knew Manning was a good quarterback. And we already knew what we were getting with him. The thing that Elway did with that was persuade him to come to Denver. Now, we've seen him... I don't know, though, because you can't say that about Kelly, because Kelly looked promising, and Kelly shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, I was going to say something about that. That's not entirely on Broncos' fault that Kelly was being a dummy.
Well, and I still believe that Brock Osweiler could have done better things in Denver had he stayed, as opposed to what he did in Houston.
The potential he had, he could have done something, and he was fit for the scheme Denver was playing. It baffled me when another team is just like, yeah, we want him. We'll give him so much money. He goes for it. And now he doesn't have really much of a career.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
he's got all the money in the world, but not much of a starting gig.
I think he would have
He could have been
panned
the
out
Broncos,
better.
man. He could have been. He could. Yeah, I would have definitely thought he would have panned out better. He definitely was one to thank for 2015 season.
Yeah.
Because he stepped in when Peyton Manning was injured, won the snow game. Seriously, he killed it.
And he knew the players and stuff. Like, the system was right for him there. I don't know. That's all in the past now, though, and now we're stuck in this situation of this vicious cycle of just all these throwaway quarterbacks, all these always in rebuild mode type situation until next year when we can possibly get our franchise quarterback, hopefully. But here's another year with just another quarterback that we know isn't going to be here in 5 years. We know he's not going to be here maybe even next year. Who knows? But what we do know is the quarterback next year will be Joe Flacco, barring any unforeseen issues with this trade. But as of right now, the trade is set. March 13th is the day the new league year starts, and that's when it will be official. And Joe Flacco will be the new quarterback for Denver. And they're looking to trade Keenum. So, that's pretty much it, right? Unless you got anything else?
No.
So let us know what you guys think. How do you feel about this trade? Anything that we said today, comment on those. Let us know what you think of that. Just leave a comment and let's get a conversation going here. What do you think? Joe Flacco the answer, or what are we doing in Denver right now? Because I have no idea. It's starting to look like not an exciting time to be a Broncos fan. So, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe.
Whoa.
And...